Hello everyone, welcome to MindFit, brought to you by Home Care Assistants. This is the Thursday, August 20th edition of our virtual MindFit class, and I hope you enjoy the next 30 minutes that we'll spend together. If you've been with us for the last 2 to 3 months now, you'll know that MindFit is part of our balanced care method. And in this class, we focus on cognitive stimulation, but we recognize that that is just one feature of healthy aging. And in our balanced care method, we look at 5 different areas. So today we'll focus on cognitive stimulation, but encourage you to participate in all of these different areas to promote healthy aging. Today we're going to do alphabet soup, number phrases, quiz 100, hidden words, and word connectors. One thing I wanted to point out, if you're using this program at home, either with a companion or family member or on your own, you may want to start the program equipped with a pen and paper, and you can pause in between each slide, so to give yourself a little bit more time for coming up with answers, talking about it with a family member or a friend, and just taking it at a little bit of a slower pace. So try that out this week. Okay, our alphabet soup for this week is things that are loud. And in this exercise, we identify an answer for each letter of the alphabet. So again, today's topic is things that are loud. And within this list, you might think of machinery, animals that are known to make loud sounds, sometimes pieces of equipment that you have in your home or garage, transportation, meteorological events. There's lots of things, a broad range of things that make loud sounds. So a couple of categories to think about. For example, for A, with transportation, I'm thinking of an airplane, rather loud. For B, you could have a bus or perhaps a bomb. C, I'm thinking of something in my kitchen that I use every morning. And especially if you want this to be very fresh, you might use this appliance. And that one, I'm thinking of a coffee grinder. So that's how alphabet soup works. Give yourself a minute or two and see how many you or you and a friend can come up with. If you want to wait a little bit before I put answers up, you can pause here, and I'll put up our list for us. Okay, so things that are loud, the list that we came up with is up on the screen, so I'll let you look through that. Some good creative answers on here, like a newborn baby. They can certainly be very loud. A trumpet, musical instruments is a good one. Fireworks, washing machine. Hopefully it's not too loud. I think we've advanced our technology on those. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next slide. This exercise is called number phrases. So try to identify the phrase based on number and letter clues. For example, if your phrase is 4 equals S on a S, this one is related to a shape. So 4 equals S on a S. And if you came up with a square, you are correct. 4 sides on a square. So that's generally how this works. I'll give some category clues as well to help us out. 3 equals S and YO. And this one has to do with sports. 3 equals S and YO. In particular, this has to do with the sport of baseball. And the answer here is 3 strikes and you're out. Move on. 6S on a G. 6S on a G. This has to do with music. 6S on a G. This one has to do with music again. And I believe there's some variation here. So if you're especially musically inclined, you might challenge this one a little bit. But I think the general number is 6 strings on a, and that answer is a guitar. 6 strings on a guitar. All right, 13 equals OC. 13 equals OC. This one has to do with history. In particular, United States history. So think of when was there 13 of something in the U.S. history? What could the OC stand for? If you haven't gotten it yet, I'll give you an additional clue. The O stands for original. O stands for original. So this one is 13 original colonies. Okay, next question. 206 equals B in the HB. 206 equals B in the HB. This has something to do with anatomy. Something to do with anatomy. What do we have as humans? The H stands for human. What do we have 206 of? The answer for this one is 206 bones in the human body. Okay, next question. 3 equals S on a T. 3 equals S on a T. The category here is shapes. 3 equals S on a T. The category is shapes. Okay, and our next one is 52 equals C in a D. 52 equals C in a D. And there's a parentheses there, WJ. This has something to do with a leisure activity that many people participate in. Something you might do with family or friends. Some people do this after dinner. And I'll give you a hint. The WJ stands for without jokers. So you may guess from that one, this phrase is 52 cards in a deck without jokers. Okay, I think this is our last one. 4 equals W on a C. And this one has to do with transportation. 4 equals W on a C. The W here stands for wheels. And that leaves us with 4 equals wheels on a car. All right, so we're moving on to quiz 100. We typically do this each week. I'm going to share some questions, and we're trying to come up with the top 5 answers for those questions. So, for example, name something that is round. And we could go with an apple, ball, your head could be considered round. A record is round. So lots of different answers there. Okay, our next question is finish the 2-word phrase, blank brush. What kind of brushes are out there? Blank brush. We've got, let's see, if you want to pause and work on this one, I'm going to put up the answers. So we've got toothbrush, paintbrush, hairbrush, makeup brush, and airbrush. Next question, name something you try to get out of. Name something you try to get out of. These are usually things considered to be unpleasant. You might have to be a little bit sneaky to get out of some of these. Name something you try to get out of. And here we go with the answers. Trouble, getting out of trouble, a lie, work, jury duty, or chores. Hopefully not jury duty. We all need to do our civic duty, but I've heard stories of people coming up with different reasons to get out of jury duty. All right, and there's a talk about it question on this one. When you were growing up, what chores were you tasked with? Did you follow the rules or did you try to get out of your duties? Kids are pretty crafty about getting out of chores. Okay, next question. Name something adults have trouble sharing. Name something adults have trouble sharing. Looks like from the picture, those maybe guinea pigs are having trouble sharing food. Sometimes adults have trouble with that. I'm going to go ahead and put up the answers. Feel free to pause if you'd like more time. Okay, so we've got thoughts, credit, TV remote, money, and romantic partners. These are all very true. Okay, next question is name a sport that does not have the word ball in it. For example, baseball, football, basketball, those all wouldn't qualify. But let's think of some that don't have the word ball in them. And there's a couple on the screen that would qualify. And here are our answers. We've got tennis, golf, soccer, hockey, and ballet. Okay, I think this is our last question for this exercise. Name a sound that people find disturbing. Name a sound, and this is a little bit based on the individual. So everybody has a different idea about this. Name a sound that people find disturbing. This could be, there's a classic one that people think about. And you might say, it sounds like blank on a blank. And if that's the case, I think that one is, it sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Let me put up some of the other answers. We've got dogs barking, babies crying, nails on a chalkboard, sirens, or explosions or gunfire. Okay, we're going to move into hidden words. Viewing a scrambled 7-letter word, using the letters in any order, create as many words as possible. And we're always trying to find that original 7-letter word as well. So here are our first 7 letters. So again, we're trying to find as many letters as possible, and they can be in any order. For example, you could make the word pin, or rip, or tape. And I believe that they have about 50 answers in their list. So see how many of those 50 answers you can come up with. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to consider this one. You might want to press pause, and then we'll move on to our next challenge. So give yourself some time. There is a 7-letter word, and that 7-letter word starts with the letter P. See if you can come up with that. Okay, if you want more time, you can hit the pause button. If not, I'm going to move on to the answers. Oh, here's a clue about the 7-letter word. It has something to do with this picture here, 7-letter word. Okay, that 7-letter word is painter, and you can see all of the words there. So quite a few words there. And feel free to pause if you want to compare your list. We're going to move on to our next challenge. So here we've got our next, this one is a 6-letter word. This one doesn't have quite so many answers, but again, we're looking to unscramble these letters. So for this one, I see the word hat and tier. See how many you can come up with. You may want to pause here again. And we'll go on to our hint for the 6-letter word. This word starts with the letter B. And it's something that this woman looks like she's doing this right now. She's probably taking a very deep one. So if you guessed breath for our 6-letter word, you're correct. And here's all the other possible words that you could have made. All right. So our last exercise for today is called word connectors. We're determining any words that typically come before or after the target word, creating a standalone 2-word phrase or compound word. For example, the word watch. So with watch, we could have watch tower, watch man, or watch dog. All right, let's go to our first challenge. This one is words you can pair with finger. Words you can pair with finger. For example, finger. This person is pointing. Finger point. Is there any others that you can come up with? It could be something before finger as well. Some of this has to do with something you'd eat. All right, I'm going to move on to the answers. So we've got finger point, fingerprint, fingernail, and finger foods. And here's our next question. Words that you can pair with the word foot. And this could be before or after. We just had fingerprint. We could do footprint as well. And see if you can come up with at least 2 or 3 more. Think about somewhere that you might sit. Somewhere that you might sit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead to the answers. We've got football, footprint, foot doctor, and footstool. Somewhere you can sit. Okay, last one. Words you can pair with the word air. Words that you can pair with the word air. I'm thinking of one. It's a particularly hot and humid day in San Diego. So I'd really like to be using a air blank. You can think of something that cools your house. That would be an air conditioner. So see if you can think of any others. There's obviously another clue with the picture as well. And moving on to answers. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive list. There's plenty of other answers as well, but they have air pollution, airplane, air conditioner, and air bubble. And I bet you came up with some of your own also. So, okay, with that, we're going to wrap up for today. I've included some links to additional resources, including our enrichment guide, our self-care guide. If you are caring for a loved one or a friend at home and you're looking for some additional supports, please reach out to us at Home Care Assistance, where our mission is to change the way the world ages. We'd love to talk to you about how we can best support you and your family. Thanks and take care.